It's intense. It's super serious. Oh, Phineas. I give you another hole to breathe out of. Look at this fancy motherfucker. Oh, goddamn, he didn't even say hi.
That's the last of them.
Really? I'm fucking dead. Y'all just want you to. All that bullshit, and it took like 2 whole bullets, and he turned into a pile of. What the fuck? Look, hold tight, you'll be alright. What the fuck just happened? Had the wonkiest boss fight in recent memory, at the very least, followed by the most unceremonious fucking. His fucking dust is though just. I don't even. Wow. Incredible. Hello. What the fuck has he got you hooked up to? Oh wait. That might fricassee your ass. Oh shit, unseal it. Can I unseal it? I might have fucked up. Have I fucked up by accident? I kinda. I might have fucked up. She just shook her head. No. I might have fucked up. I'm not trying to actually use this. Oh no. How do But I can't undo this because I'm pretty sure if I pull this lever, she's fucked. How? Son of a. Oh. Well.
Thank the law you're here. That madman was out of control.
So much for my
You
understanding.
were right
what
to
that
put
thing
him
was gonna do.
down. He was too far gone to be of any use to us. And what about you? You aren't hurt, I hope.
Oh, I'm swell. I died like 37 times, but it's great. Womp. Yeah, no.
Why shouldn't I be interested in the well-being of my finest agent? Not to mention my most valuable investment.
Investment?
You've
Give me
put
some
down
money.
the worst riot in our history. Rid the colony of a dangerous madman and saved my life. The board owes you a tremendous debt.
Fantastic.
We don't have a moment to lose. We're gonna have to work together to save Halcyon, because the situation is far worse than you imagined.
I didn't really imagine the situation. I was just kind of doing stuff and going by things. But by the way, so if you're an investment, can I get some money? Because I need to upgrade my weapons. Womp.
We've lost all contact with Earth. It's been 3 years since we've received a message. We've had no contact, no signals, nothing. Earth has gone dark. 2 years ago, the Earth Directorate's frigate disappeared en route to Earth. We don't know if they ever made it. We don't know if there's an Earth to go back to.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
We must find a way to carry on by ourselves. For better or worse. Halcyon is the only home we have left.
You mean we're all alone out here?
Surprise.
Really alone?
You sound frightened, Miss Holcomb. You should be. Fear sharpens the mind. We're alone, Captain. That's all I know for certain. Whatever happens to this colony, we're going to have to deal with it on our own. Returning to Earth is not an option.
It wasn't really an option in the first place, considering all things probably. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, question.
I'll answer however I can.
Huh.
Yes, we do have a long road ahead of us. But I have faith in you. The service you've done for this colony is nothing short of extraordinary. You're the reason I'm still standing here today. The board will survive because of you. And as the board goes, so goes Halcyon.
Well, it's been
It's
going
time we
well so
carried out
far.
the program. I trust I can count on your support, Captain.
Flush a bunch of ice cubes out into space. Check. It's been mismanaged, so I'll mismanage it more. I ain't running a whole ass colony. Are you crazy? That requires people to care about the well-being of others. And for the most part, there's about a handful of people I'm worried about, and the rest of them can go fuck themselves because that is how it is. You know what I'm saying? Just, yeah. This is as well true because I need a vacation. This has been some bullshit, okay? And I'm broke too. I need to level up my weapons. I need to replace some more weapons because some of my weapons bullshit. And part of the reason I've been getting my ass kicked, aside from the fact that I'm a jittery jackass. So, you know, there's that too. I'm definitely not running this show. Anyway, sure.
I'm pleased to hear that. The program is too important to hand over to the board's bureaucrats. That's why I'd like you to take the helm. I'll see to it that the Lifetime Employment Program operates under your supervision. We'll work together to save this colony. We're on our own now. Earth isn't coming to save us, so we're going to have to save ourselves.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The riots in Tartarus ended in a total victory for the board. Without any significant threats to challenge their power, the board asserted their control over the colony. The Lifetime Employment Program began immediately, and the people of Halcyon did exactly what they were expected to do. They obeyed. Sophia Akande converted the labyrinth from a prison to a processing center. She jettisoned the original colonists out of the Hope and transformed the ship into a massive storage facility. One by one, the workers of Halcyon surrendered themselves to the program. They arrived with their families and their friends, their colleagues and their neighbors, and then, one by one, they marched into their stasis chambers. As the workers of Halcyon slept in their hibernation chambers, their settlements became ghost towns, left behind by the board to be reclaimed by nature. Only Byzantium remained, a shining beacon of civilization in an otherwise abandoned colony. The people of Byzantium spent the rest of their days gorging themselves on their stockpile of resources. As for the workers of Halcyon, they never felt the effects of the collapse. They never felt anything at all. Left unchecked, the war on Monarch consumed both MSI and the Iconoclasts. And when the sulfur clouds settled, only stragglers from both factions remained. Some found their way to Sublight, some to Terra 2, and some lived their final years fighting for food in the wilderness. In the end, only the beasts remained. Over the years, the ruins of Edgewater caused irreversible environmental damage to the landscape of Emerald Vale, owing largely to the presence of toxic compounds in the town's building materials. As for Edgewater's former workers, their remains provided a source of nourishment for the region's fauna, leading to an explosion in the sprat population. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide Medevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. It was only a matter of time before the adjutant sent her troops to wipe out Adelaide's town. Only one deserter escaped the massacre. He was believed to be carrying the last remaining copy of Adelaide's research. The bounty on his head remains unclaimed. While the groundbreaker remained mechanically stable, the changing times forced Junlei Tennyson to make some difficult calls on behalf of her community. The work of maintaining independence was an uphill climb, and she found herself caving to bad faith compromises with the board. Time will tell if the groundbreaker can endure. As smaller settlements were swallowed up and their workers drafted into the lifetime employment program, Byzantium continued to thrive. While its citizens lived in decadence and extravagance, a small cadre of scientists worked to solve the nutrition crisis that threatened Halcyon. No one else much noticed the townships that disappeared from the map, or the luxuries that slowly lost their luster year by year. As the board reasserted control over Halcyon, Felix came to realize that his life as an upstart rebel had come to an end. The board's victory crushed any hope for a grand revolution across Halcyon, and so Felix, once again, found himself without a purpose in life. And so, disillusioned with his former boss and with nowhere left to go, Felix left his crew without saying goodbye. He was never heard from again. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. As the board began to roll out their lifetime employment program, Parvati was plagued by dreams of freezing to death. She began taking increasingly longer shore leaves, and she eventually disappeared from the Unreliable entirely. The board never knew what became of her, and under the adjutant's orders, they never tried to find out. Parvati was afforded a measure of peace and left to her own devices. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the Unreliable supply closet to this day. Though Minister Clark was eventually released from house arrest, long years of isolation left him a changed man, little suited for bureaucratic work or for the colony that was changing around him. He remained in his estate largely by choice, fading from public view. Adjutant Sophia Akande was instrumental in executing the lifetime employment program. While the rest of Byzantium celebrated, Sophia returned to work by partnering with you. The two of you worked hard to ensure the lifetime employment program ran smoothly. With Halcyon's workers suspended in a state of hibernation, starvation and chaos are problems of the past. The lifetime employment program succeeded in its goals, but that success came at a price. The Halcyon of today is nothing at all like the colony of yesteryear. Power remains concentrated in Byzantium, but all the colony's resources serve the lifestyle of the elite, thereby transforming Halcyon into one of the smallest and most exclusive colonies in the system. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? After the riots on Tartarus came to an end, you threw in your support with Sophia Akande. While Akande administered the board herself, you oversaw the lifetime employment program, stamping out corruption and negligence. Under your leadership, the program ran smoothly. Halcyon's workers were treated with a modicum of dignity. Your involvement kept the board honest and allowed the board scientists to work without the meddling of bureaucracy. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Jimmy. So that would be the bad ending, I suppose, as it were. I'm definitely going to go back and get the good one or whatever, playthrough as a nice guy, I suppose. But I won't post the whole playthrough, just the endings. And maybe do the side quests and stuff, especially if there's actually any interest in that. If anybody watching, whatever, feels like looking at it, whatever, let me know. But other than that, a couple science weapons that I haven't done yet, too. Hell of a game. Super fun. There's some annoyances there with like the loot picking up and certain things like that, but it's fine. Whatever, no big deal. Anyway, super fun. Take care now. Tacos later. Bye, babies.